to introduce you to my broker, partner, and friend, Mrs. Tesha Perry, proud realtor and owner of New Life Real Estate and Credit Repair Services serving both Alabama and Georgia. Despite the loss of her parents at age 22, this young woman from Lithonia, Georgia, has been outstanding in her walk through real estate transactions for almost half of her 40-something years of life. At the tender age of 22, she purchased her first home, and the following year, she purchased a second home while renting out her first home. Also, at age 25, she became a licensed real estate agent in Georgia, where she purchased 14 investment properties within that same year. Fast forward, she met her future husband and followed him to Montgomery, Alabama. And by chance, I met her through listing his investment property, and we became fast friends. During that time, she was getting a foothold in Montgomery. Therefore, I talked her into becoming a realtor within the company I had joined. And within that year of joining, she studied for and received her broker's license and then became a qualified broker for that company. Meanwhile, over the next several years, she received a BS degree in social work at Alabama State University, and in the following 2 years, she received a master's degree at the University of Alabama in clinical social work. Eventually, she became her own broker and owner of New Life Real Estate and Credit Services, Repair Services. She's a motivational speaker. Her clients and her goal and mission is to assist others into home ownership. And if they're not ready, she prepares them to be ready for home ownership with her credit repair know-how. She's energetic, confident, a go-getter, and very successful in all that she seeks to endeavor. And she has no loss of words, as you know. And without any further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce her, Tesha Perry.
Woo! Well, thank you all for coming to my office. It's a little tight here, but we're glad that we were able to accommodate everyone and have you guys here. And by the way, the name of my real estate company that I now own is called New Life Realty Group. It's a secondary company. I also have a company, New Life Real Estate and Credit, which is dealing with investments and also dealing with helping people with their credit services. So, and consulting them. So she was right about that, but I think she forgot to mention New Life Realty Group because she's a little nervous, but we got that down pat. So I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you guys today. Alyssa is a very great asset to the company. She's been with me since I actually became a broker with the previous company, and once we split and I opened up my own company, she's been a great access to me as well as a friend. So I'm very grateful for her and what she's contributed to the company. I must say that, because it's the one thing about life is building quality relationships with people. Oftentimes when you become successful, it's hard to find quality people because a lot of times people who you think you can have a relationship with, they think it's a source of competition. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it can be people may think that they won't be able to have a relationship with you because they may feel like, well, she don't want to deal with me because I'm on a different level. And I feel like at this point, we need to work together as a team to build healthy relationships within the community. So besides me having been in real estate for the last 20 years, I started at 22, like she said, doing investments. And then after I was doing investments, I started investment before I actually became a realtor. So that part was a little wrong, but it's okay. And then once I started doing investing and seeing that side, I wanted to go ahead and get my license so I can understand the laws of real estate and how to do it without having the drama behind some people that I was working with and not having knowledge of how the real production part of real estate. Because when you're young and you're doing things, people can try to take advantage of you. And so that was one of the reasons why I got my real estate license, because I wanted to practice real estate, but I was kind of concerned about getting, messed up by dealing with people who are only looking out for their own interests. So me wanting to help the community and learn how I can do it the right way and help other individuals learn about investments. At a young age, I decided that I wanted to get my real estate license, and that's what I did in 2005. So at this point, I've been on a long journey, having moved here in 2011. I got married and moved to Alabama. It was a huge adjustment for me. So I didn't get active right away because I wasn't sure if I was even going to last here. I didn't know how things were going to turn out, new marriage and then starting out fresh in a new state. It was a lot of adjusting that had to take place, and I had a daughter that I had to bring with me. So one thing I realized throughout my journey of dealing with real estate, there's a lot of ups and downs. And having knowledge of what's really going on is very important when you are someone who's providing information to the community. One thing I like that's very important to me is the 5 pillars that the company stands for. The 5 platforms of success is to deliver nothing but the best quality service. New Life Realty Group, we're here, and one thing that set out from everything is mindset. Mindset is the reason why I'm here today. Being such a young age, I learned to develop a mindset that I was going to be different. And one thing it had to do with my bringing up, having been poor and living in the condition that I was living in, at the time with my mom, what she had going on in her life. So she wasn't able to do the certain things to let me have a comfortable life at that time. And I had made my mind up at 6 years old that my life was going to be different. That I was going to have a successful life and my offspring would never suffer. So I had made my mind up that the mindset of a child, they understand exactly what's going on, in most cases. You'd be surprised how much they know. And then having daily affirmations, setting your mindset that whatever that you have your mind set on, you're going to put forth the effort to make it happen. By being consistent, by having resilience, by not listening to the naysayers, but putting focus on what's important in your own life. My success has nothing to do with your success. Everyone in here has accomplished certain goals in life. A lot of you guys have retired. A lot of you have already made money. It's not about just the money. People before property. That's another thing that I live by. People before things. People before prosperity. Having a healthy relationship is going to get you to be able to accomplish all those other things. Because if you don't have a healthy relationship with anyone, you're going to be alone. Most of us don't want to die alone. It don't matter if you're married, don't matter how many kids you have. If you don't have a healthy relationship with people, you're going to die alone. And so the mindset, setting expectation what you have in your own life, implement those expectations is very important. And that's what I live by. Setting expectations, my expectations, not someone else's expectations. Because me having my own expectation allows me to be able to accomplish my own goals. So when I see someone else thriving in some other area in life, it doesn't impact me because I want to see them thriving. I want to see them doing good, no matter how old they are. Because I remember when I was young and I was coming up in my 20s, there will be a lot of people that will be hating on me because I was so young and accomplishing things at a young age. So I had a lot of backfire from people, even in the workplace. But that's another story. Controlling habits. We all get tired. We all have issues. We all have issues. Some people have medical issues, mental health issues, financial issues, and things that can set us back, that can impact our mindset, that can impact our daily goals. But one thing is important is controlling our habits. And how we do that is when we get off track, we find a way to get back on track. And we let nothing come in between that. And that's what I do. Whenever you're having problems with your family, your friends, your spouse, who are you? And that's the thing that makes me control what direction I want to go in life. Who I say I'm going to become. What kind of woman I want to be. What kind of mother I want to be. What kind of boss lady I want to be. What kind of business owner I want to be. Who are you? And that's what I live by. Staying in position to win. I stay in position to win. It's not about, riches and glam. It's about having a successful life where I can do things that I would not normally be able to do. My vacations, spend time with family. If I don't want to get out of bed, I ain't got to get out of bed. I call an assistant. Hey, this needs to be done. I'm resting today. These are things that I set out for because having a peace of mind is necessary as an entrepreneur. And so one thing I tell everybody, if you guys are in here retired, most of you guys probably have some type of business like you're doing now that you're retired or some other things you're doing on the side. So one thing about that is business planning. Each year you have a plan that you set out. Well, what am I planning to do? Am I going to make $5,000 this year? 10 grand? Do I want to make 100 grand? Whatever your goal is your goal. We set out a plan that's going to work for that goal. And how are you going to implement the plan is by setting out your mindset, your affirmations, setting expectation, what it's going to take to reach that particular goal for whatever business you have. If you're going to a new community and you're trying to reach people, how are you going to reach those new people? I have a license in multiple states. So, of course, dealing with just being here in Alabama, I have to dealing with people here, and I also have to build relationships in Georgia. Because otherwise, nobody's going to know me. So that means in order to build relationships, I have to get out and get some. You got to get out and be around people. And that means you have to communicate. And that's a big part of success. How you communicate and deal with people. And realize everybody ain't going to like you. And I'm perfectly okay with that. It took me a minute to get there. Because of some life experience as a kid, you want to feel accepted by people. You want people to understand you. When they act ugly towards you, you want to know, well, why is this person, I'm nice. Why would they do this? People are people. And I'm in my 40s now, and I finally get it. It took me a while, but everybody's not your friend. Everybody's not for you. And it's perfectly okay. It takes a lot to get there. Sometimes you might still be like, well, what's up? We need to realize that mindset plays a major role. And depends on what these people were brought up as and where their background and where they come from would impact their mindset. Some people don't grow. You got people doing the same thing they did 20 years ago. Same mindset. Had a conflict with somebody from 20 years ago, still mad today.